Welcome back to the Bazaar. I'm Miko, and it's time to branch out of my comfort zone and stop playing Mac for a hot second. I sat down to play Weapon Vanessa, because frankly, if you sit down to play Vanessa, you're sitting down to play Weapon Vanessa. But the way you optimize Weapon Vanessa is by clicking Gold Starting Skill, and sometimes Gold Starting Skills tell you you're not playing Weapon Vanessa today. This ended up being a burn run where I never had any real ability to play a weapon build despite my best efforts, and it ended up being one of the more bizarre Lighthouse runs I've ever had. If you looked at my board in the thumbnail and thought, how the hell does this go 10 wins? The answer is that my thumbnail doesn't include all the skills on this board, and this is an absolute madhouse of monster skills and incredibly powerful diamond skills that come together to make this build so much more than the items on the board would at first appear to be. Part of the reason I love the Bazaar is because you end up with so many wildly different builds that can never really be replicated one-to-one ever again, and this Lighthouse build is a great example of exactly that. Alright, Vanessa, let's see how it feels to force weapons today. As always, going gold tier skill, hoping to get some early wins out of it. Not getting exactly what I'm looking for. Final Flame versus Arms Dealer is a little bit interesting. Like, if I am trying to force weapons, this is going to improve my odds of winning day 1 and 2 pretty substantially. But on the other hand, Final Flame with Volcanic Fence or Lighter is kind of insane. With any burn item, it's fine, and burn sort of synergizes with a weapon strat, so I am going to go Final Flame. Gotta go middle, look for Shark Claws, Volcanic Fence, those are the two big hits. Don't really want those. Can't afford to spend money on those on a skill start either. Cool, we win day 1. I don't have the gold to pick up star charts, unfortunately. But I think we'll be fine. 27 burn every 7 seconds probably wins on day 1 and 2. I can kill Pyro, have a chance at Lighter. Definitely seems worth doing. And if I miss Lighter, which is like not the biggest deal, because Lighter's just 2 more burn every 3, it's still alright though. But if I miss Lighter, I still get Cinders or Fiery for even more burn on the Volcanic Vents. This seems very good. Not the weapon build I'm looking to force, but probably the strongest possible start for the character. Oh man, this is gonna be very fair. Oh no. That's the highest burn output you can have on an item on day 1, I think. I'm pretty broke. I'm happy to go Fence Big Bite, get health and regen, try not to die too quickly. Tiny furry monster, and I have no toys for the guy. He doesn't want to play with the Aquatic Fence. I'm so broke that I'm happy to take spare change instead. But this is my stash. I'll try to sell it at Barcoon or Volpack. Sell this. 33 burn after 7 seconds. Let's see if Matt can kill me before then. It seems unlikely, but I won't just call it impossible. I've seen some crazy... Oh, he's poisoned. He's dead. I was going to say I've seen some crazy Mac High rules, but poison's simply mechanically slow. You can win with poison, of course. But compared to burn or direct damage, poison is by far the worst way to deal damage to people. Now, 30 burn on day 1, that's a pretty good way to deal damage to people. It worked out pretty well.
I assure you I have none.
You know, I think I beat Rogue Scrapper with this. I don't think I need to think too hard. We're just trying to optimize economy and figure out how to build this into something else. Now, I can take another 4 gold here, or I can go to Andy. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm like, Andy has pot snappers and lighters. Is there anything else? I guess I would like bolas if I'm transitioning to weapons at any point. Is that it? There's got to be other stuff, right? Grenade. Grenade fits with the current game plan. But most of this stuff is like not good weapons or good burn. I don't have the incentive to go into weapons at all just yet. Silencer could be good down the line with Obsidian enchant, but that's like a pipe dream right now. Zorkid's very good. I think Zorkid's enough. Like, we got about 5 hits for good damage, good synergy. 10% crit chance, huh? Okay. I'll pick it up. I can see that being good enough. Later, baby. For now, I'm going to go with the lighter and the grenade. Lighter's every 3, Volcanic Fence is every 2.33, so it's faster. And also, I would be losing a lot of the burn because it doesn't stack up very effectively at all until this goes off. Compare that to just trucking them for 33 burn all at once instead of stacking up a much smaller number later. I think this is pretty definitely correct. And Vanessa's Amulet can go on the board once I level up. I guess I'm missing an item for that currently. Not a huge deal, to be honest. Pip, give me more burn skills. That's all I need. I can just take left-handed. I'm just going to take left-handed. There was also an argument for right eye and putting this rightmost. But I think just pushing damage here is good enough. Go middle, look for Life Preserver, Star Chart. Pretty broke, but I have 3 coins to sell, so I can roll. Huh. Wait, no, I don't have this much money. Shark Claws are very good. I think I'm just going to take the volcanic vents and leave, though. Like, if I'm waiting for 5 seconds to scale up my weapons and kill them, that sounds a lot like waiting for the burn to go off, so I know what I'm about. You can find Shark Claws later. There was an argument to get Shark Claws, so at level 4 I could get the upgrade and still have essentially the same board. Because I'm beating this very easily right now either way. Maybe that was a good argument. I don't know, for today this is almost certainly more powerful. Like, buying Shark Claws when currently the only weapon I have is a grenade seems pretty crazy. And seeing that it kills Rogue Scrapper in the first volley basically is pretty reassuring. It does live just long enough thanks to the shield to need the second volley, but dear God. I'm basically just looking for defenses. There was an argument that it was right at middle to roll looking for Life Preserver. I don't think it was a good argument, but it's real. I like Rust. Rust is just generally very, very good. 2 regen versus go to Kino with 6 gold. That's a roll. I'm looking for a Life Preserver anyway. Sign me up. I'll just spend the rest of my money today buying a cove, and I'll leave. Set up my economy forever. I don't get stronger today, but I don't think I need to get stronger today. We got Quicksoul versus Liquid, which is 5 gold, or Spirit Change, which is 6. I value the gold being liquid immediately, and it's also more gold eventually anyway. I'll leave it on the board. It's funny. Also, I don't really imagine it matters what I'm running, does it? It's very hard to think an opponent's going to beat me. Like, maybe someone who high-rolled off a cliff with, like, rigged tomorrow could do it. This man's got a good burn skill, but there's a slight difference in quality between Induction, Aegis, and Volcanic Vents. Also, he's running a Knee Brace, which, like, I'd be happy to run a Knee Brace too. Knee Brace is a very good card. But I've never seen Curio and never had money. Seems like it's enough burn, huh? It's very good. People are just barely making it to 14 seconds, which is distressing, because people can kill you in under 14 seconds. Alright, so let's get to day 3 and start trying to find a real build here. I'm gonna take the loot item. I need the most gold I can get. Worst loot item I could have received. Perfect. So I don't have anything worth transforming. Haven't got any loot like that. Midsworth is a pretty rough shot, but small tool's not good either. I'm just gonna take the tool and hope for a better shop later in the day. Like, Midsworth is 4 gold to roll and I'm fairly broke. I think I'm happy to take chocolate bars here for basically the same reason. It's plus 5 gold. Have 5 slots. And it's Aetherite. That's great news. I would be slightly worried if we were dealing with a... Wait, I don't need to sell these yet. Why am I doing this? I'll have to pick up loot after the fight, so it's fine. I would have been slightly worried against Hoover Bike Hooligan. What's we call him? Scout Trooper. Forgot he got a new name. But this just 100% kills an Aetherite. Any starting shield from Riggs gets dealt with by the grenade immediately, then Volcanic Vents keeps it down forever. Obviously, the fact my board is still mostly empty is suboptimal. Don't like that very much. But my board is also monstrously strong. Volcanic Vents is just a real card now, and also still the best delivery system for Final Flame, and what's the other one? Immolating Spark? Not quite sure. I'm still super strong. It's just that, like, you know, once you have a 10-slot board, you kind of want to put 10 slots of items on it. Or you can cut everything but these 3 so that rigged is guaranteed. Yeah, just take off the lighter. Just guarantee you rigged the Volcanic Vents. That's where I'm at right now. Well, with the options available to me, I think B1, B2 to upgrade the lighter makes the most sense.
Ooh, the keener the blade, the quicker the fight.
Got Artisan Dunes for plus 2 burn, which I can afford. So, I guess it's not even a meme. I guess I'm doing it. Anyway, we're going to double the value. We're going to increase the burn. I'm trying to consider if there's ever a world where I want to, like, main the lighter instead of the vents. I don't think there is. I think I'm just running both basically forever. I don't see why I would change this.
This is how you win the war.
There's my guaranteed upgrade, and I don't have anything to use it on, really. So I'm going to use it on Vanessa's amulet for 10% more crit. I would have loved to have picked up, like, a Life Preserver at some point during this, but here we are.
Inspire the crew.
No, here's the funny thing. I can put the Cove in, right? And this is my best board, technically speaking. But I can also take the Cove out, take these out, put the coins in, do like this as a joke. And it seems like I'm trolling, but this guarantees rigged hits specifically Volcanic Vents and Lighter, which is the only 2 items that matter. With rigged, that's 2 seconds earlier startup time. It goes off 5 seconds in. And you might be like, oh no, you're more vulnerable to slow. Not really. It's day 3. Is my opponent a Vanessa? They are, so it could get hit by a Clamra, but that's not going to go off a second time. Like, this is basically going to go off before slow actually triggers. And I think that's more valuable than the grenade right now. I will sell these chocolate bars because there's no reason not to. But bizarrely enough, removing items from my board to guarantee rigs is actually more valuable to PvP fight. Because I know they're dying to the first volley. Oh. Well, we won. You know we won. We don't get to see it, though. That was censored for violence. YouTube would not approve of this. Oh my god, I lost. I would love to know what the fuck that guy's board had been. That man took 50 burn 5 seconds in on day 3 and won. That must be the highest high roll of all weapon builds I've ever seen. Censored for violence indeed, just not for my opponent. Oh, I got ambulance maimed. Anyway, I really don't think Andy improves my board very much. I don't want to go to Andy. I'm going to take the small tool, even though it's like a not great economy option. Because the alternative is going to Andy and not getting the items that make this build function. Hey, Nautica, can you help?
Gift from the sea, or something.
Haste 1 item, slow 1 item, multicast for each friend. I don't really do friends, seems out of my wheelhouse. I could like throw a flagship onto this board. There's room for it. I've got the tool, there's the friends. Don't have the property yet. Technically. Don't have room for it. I just think flagship is very bad in the current meta. I'm going to roll past all this. I don't think it's relevant to my interest. New Lighthouse. Am I willing to try that or Water Wheel? Which of these do I think is better? I think there's a lot of potential in New Lighthouse. I'm going to buy that. Sell these coins. There's some chance the powder flask is useful. I think we're pretty well outside of weapons at this point. I'm going to sell the honing steel. I'm going to buy New Lighthouse. Obviously, it doesn't help if somebody kills me in, like, such an unreasonable time this shit doesn't trigger. Kind of shocked I lost. I wish I'd seen what to. So right now, this is what we're doing. Obviously with slightly different positioning. Like, it's an unreasonable amount of burn. It's just kind of one-dimensional. Definitely beats a Hexa, though. I wish I had seen their build. I've got no idea what that Vanessa had. It can't have been Shark Claws, because that would have died first. Like, Shark Claws goes off 5 seconds in. Maybe Shark Claws, but also with rigged? Double barrel grenade and crazy crit RNG, something like that? I've got to think it was a crit high roll from a non-Shark Claws weapons build using a Vanessa's amulet. I can't really imagine what else kills me that fast. Anyway, Hexa is down, and we need to get over the salt, so let's start talking about the game instead. JJ is not bad. I can't afford a Nufu. I don't have that much money for JJ. I'm just gonna take Relax to guarantee I don't get got in my next fight.
Blades to the wind.
Those are pretty terrible, but I'll take 10% crit chance over rolling for 4 gold. Weapons, huh? This run has definitely given up on weapons. I think I'm gonna go Docks or Cache of Riches. Cache of Riches is at most 1 extra gold. So I'll go Docks for a chance at much more gold and more interesting items. That is the same gold. Since Cove is on my board, there's an argument to selling items early to get more shield value. Alright, I've thought about it. I'm done thinking about it.
Not to squabble with
The odds of like 6 shield being relevant to the battle are much lower than the odds of like 5 gold being relevant to my run. So he's playing a big burn build. 100 damage Obsidian Philosopher's Stone. Very normal. Rigged has missed. I think I might actually lose. The 400 starting shield's very, very helpful here. But you can see we've got similar amounts of burn off the bat, which is wild. Had I not taken the shield, we would have lost. That guy's board is absolutely cracked. The 100 damage Philosopher's Stone is really the problem there. Like, the rest of it's kind of sane, but that's absolutely nutty. Shard of Obsidian wanted that guy to win very badly. Do I take a small aquatic item because I think Midsworth is a bad shop? No, I go eating contest because I have a Cove. That's just the whole thought process. And then we find Fall Pack or Barcoon and we make all the money, right? No? Damn. Well, Middle has a lot of very good items for this. Dock lines, figurehead. We will have to make room, though. So I sell these, move this over. Oh, I actually have room on the board now. I guess I'll throw in a grenade, too. Buy the figurehead. Lower the cooldown on everything quite substantially. That's my gold upgrade now. Don't care about cannons or shovels. We roll this because there are still good items we can find. Of course we don't, but that's okay. We have a Cove to crack. We're not actually broke. We were only broke before because I was afraid to crack the code for only 12 gold. With all the additional value it's getting, I'm no longer afraid to crack the code. It'll just secure my economy. And I don't see a reason not to fight Trash Down Mare for the extra experience. I'd like to get very ahead on XP if I can. Having missed Star Chart, it's kind of unfortunate because now I don't have like the ability to get +1 XP on docks a ton of the time. I feel like having Star Chart or not, or any tool that works at docks, it's not just Star Chart, on Vanessa is really important. You end up with a lot more gold and XP in runs when you hit that item. Well, you know, if you hit that item, you can actually afford to buy it. For me, I hit that item, I had 6 gold, nothing to sell, and it was by Volcanic Vent, which was my entire build, or the Star Chart, so it wasn't really available. Anyways, we got a Pepper Spray. That's about what you expect, nothing. And for our level up, we have Forged Fortune for 6 gold, or a Silver Tier loot item for 5 gold. Definitely worth it, since I can just crack the cove to make up the difference. Insect wings are fantastic, love that. The question's just, do I want to put it on the Lighthouse? Or, I think the Lighthouse actually makes more sense. The reason being, Lighthouse gets flat cooldown reduction. I think it's 2 seconds per tier, now that it's been reworked. Which means that as I upgrade Lighthouse, the cooldown reduction on it will be disproportionately more valuable than it should be. There's also the simple argument Volcanic Vents is currently more important. I'm not buying it. Long run, I think this is super important. And we'll go Deadly Duel. It's a bit too late to start trying to do Nibre strategies with Curio, so pretty easy choice here. A Curvian Rocket Trooper. No, Harkuvian Rocket Trooper. It got renamed. Apparently it was like done wrong at some point. Harkuvian and not Harkurvian. Nice crit, buddy. We did not need it, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. We had 20 burn pretty fast there. Why? I'm guessing this went off immediately in crits? Why would it go off immediately? 1 second. Oh, it got rigged and it gets charged at start of combat by Rust. That's it. Anyways, what do we get for our fight? Huh. I mean, I don't need an infinite grenade, but it's neat that it's kind of infinite now with the 20% crit here and the 10% crit here. I don't think I'm looking for Andy at all. I would like to go to shops that can sell Lighthouse or Figurehead so I can get one upgraded before level 7. That's not going to happen, though. We're going to go get to level 7 right now, probably. Yay, we don't level up. Bad news, we're still not getting it before we level up, though, because this is 2 experience, 1 hour, then the fight. There's 1 shop left. Tiny chance. I'm going to upgrade Lighthouse over Figurehead here. If I upgrade Figurehead, this goes down to, like, I think 5.7. And this is still 2 seconds later. If I upgrade this, it goes down to 6.5. Actually, it might be different. I don't know. I think it goes down to 6.5, which syncs it up very well. It'll be much closer to 1 simultaneous volley. Wait, no, because it's getting the buff from Rust. It's hard to say. It's also more expensive to buy a Lighthouse. So that's part of the thought process. I could buff the grenade. I'm not going to. Buffing the grenade implies I want to keep this. I'd much rather have a dive weight somewhere. Still feel incredibly strong, especially against a 1-win dueling. Entirely possible he's assembled some sort of drill Exodia in the last day, though. He is playing drill by the look of it, with Ignition Core. Bit of a weird win. Not a terrible build, but definitely see why it's not winning, and I don't think it's about to start now, because he has no defenses. Much like me, but my offenses seem much better. Also, we did crit, which reloaded the grenade. Good job, buddy. Actually, do I lose? Holy shit. I tie, barely. I wonder if there was any crit chance there. That looked like it was completely consistent. It's impossible to really tell how much things crit, because like I have to do all the math about Ignition Core, which I refuse to do. Did a lot more, a lot faster than I was expecting, thanks to double first aid, I think. Just the amount of haste coming out with those 2 guys being so quick really sped up the drill, and I don't have defenses yet. Later in the run, like, you're not really worried about the drill itself, except if it goes infinite, if it's got status ailments, because, like, you have 5,000 health. The drill's just not a meaningful amount of damage on its own. But, like, the first 8 days, I forgot that a drill can just beat you to death pretty quickly. Hey, it's Barcoon. He's against Eating Contest, so I do lose 5 gold by going here, but I also gain 5 gold by going here, and it's a shop that can sell the 2 items I want right before I'm forced to pick my upgrade. This goes away not that long from now, but it doesn't go away yet. I am selling all of this every time, so I'm going to move this down, sell the truffles, sell all of these. I'm not going to use the ammo horn, let's not pretend. I've got 34 gold. That's enough to buy this roll and buy a Lighthouse. So I'm going to take this. There's still 2 days left where I can hit docks, and that's worth it. And we miss everything else. Grumble, grumble. Well, kind of expected, still sad. So now I have to decide which cooldown reduction upgrade do I want. I think it's much more likely I'm playing a Lighthouse build than a general Aquatic build. So both in terms of Lighthouse is harder to find, Lighthouse is more expensive to upgrade, I think it makes sense. In terms of the effect on cooldown, I think this isn't that much worse than a gold figurehead right now. And in the long run, I think I need this thing at diamond in a way where I don't necessarily need the figurehead. And yeah, this actually goes off much faster now. If I had a Clara, it might even be my fastest item and be the thing that gets the bonuses, but not just yet. Let's go to middle and see if I'm immediately rewarded for my theory. Can you sell me the figurehead? You can sell me Orange Julian and Shark Claws. It's a bit late for this option. It's what I wanted to play, but it's not what we're doing today. Sure. Not upset about it. Very good. I wonder if there was an argument there that I should have taken the fishing rod. I don't think so. But it gives me more shots at Clamra. Like, that's the main thing it does. It's just, it would make me break the cove sooner, I would think. We should crush Enclave Weeper. We should be monstrously strong for the day. It's just the, like, one-win Dooley nearly killing me with a drill has me a bit shook. What's your crit chance? Stop that. It's not even that high. Like, my crit skill is for non-weapon items. It's actually surprising how reliably I'm reloading that for the second volley. And the third volley, apparently. It is 30% crit chance on a decently fast set of items, but it'll be sad when the grenade goes. It's doing so much more work than it has any right to do. Extract is useless for me, it's just gold. Colt, huh? You can sell me specifically dive weights. But you can also go to Pearl, roll like 3 times, you get a lot of gold. And Colt's a big, expensive roll. Dive weights aren't even clearly insane right now, what with the grenade. Oh, the lighter's not actually getting any benefit from being on this side. It's not getting benefit from being over here either. Oh, it's actually detrimental, because then it would be, I see. I'm gonna go Pearl. It's just solid economy if nothing else.
The surface of the outlands.
Oh. Why didn't you sell them at gold? Pearl, what are you doing? So I could drop my lighter and my grenade for a second volcanic fence. Given this win the buff, it would burn at 90. Or sorry, it would heal at 90 because it would burn at 9. This would be 210 healing. In addition to a bigger Vern volley. I think it's probably right. Like, it's weird. It's definitely weird. I think it's gotta be crazy not to do this. It's like similar burn to this. It's probably less damage than the grenade. I'm less lockout resistant. Like, that's the big thing, is like, it's defenses. When this goes off, I heal for 210. And I think that's enough to really give a shit. I'm gonna take it. I think there's a very good chance I just barely die without this, and having the defenses is greatly appreciated. Also, the build's funnier now, and that's always important. And I can make my board really symmetrical. There's volcanic vents on every side of the lighthouse, and there's a ship sailing up with Vanessa on it. I've got a theme, you know? It's nice. Oh, I was thinking, what does Talk have for me? I'll tell you what he doesn't have. A way to use the star chart. He can sell me a second one, I think. But, I'd much rather come here and take my 5 gold, 1 XP, and level up on time. Crit skills, poison skills, taking random gold skills. Let's see what we've got. Wait, what? This is the icon for Hypnotic Drain from Lich. It confused the hell out of me. Anyway, slowing scaling weapons and First Strike seems very bad. Although First Strike doesn't quite guarantee the Lighthouse crits on the First Strike. I don't think it's good. It's gotta be wrong. Let's roll and get something better, right? Haste a vehicle, huh? This makes a poison enchant half decent. I think I go slowed targets. Like, I'm trying to be a Lighthouse build here. For now, though, I'm just a pile of trash build. Although the pile of trash is very thematic and does a shitload of burn.
Go ahead. Underestimate me.
Thanks to the second restorative vents, I might actually be favored in most fights. Like, the 210 healing is greatly appreciated. Shiny Fang, Katana, Shark Claws. We do need to kill him pretty fast. He has an extra 1200 health, which has me worried. But the healing did undo his first, like, several seconds of damage. It's a lot of damage, though. Yeah, I don't think we kill in time because he has the second health bar.
I
Yeah.
paint my ship red, but I
Fucking Shiny Fangs, man. Shiny Fangs, rigged rush, second life bar. I don't know that the Beach Ball is that insane. I guess it's permanently hasting itself with the Zorkin and the Shark Claws, but the Zorkin's kind of bad. It's just Shiny Fangs. It's so much damage with the Gold Shark Claws, I couldn't compete with it. Very normal Vanessas I seem to be hitting in this. I'm just losing the highest high roll weapon Vanessas I've ever seen. I just want 160 health to get further out of range of them, or do I want to go to Andy? Andy's just selling Clamra Vanessa Amulet, but Clamra is very important for the build. It's up against guaranteed health, and I have a very minimal amount of defenses, though. 160 health is just so much, and I know that most of the time I go to Andy, I don't get what I need, right? Like, if I look at Andy's stock, he has 48 items available. What I want is such a narrow margin, I'm taking the health. Gonna take chocolate bars, I think, unless I want to go look specifically for a shielded enchant on something I'm already running. Gotta be chocolate bars. Which raises the question of, am I gonna get all the chocolate bars, or am I gonna sell this for nothing? I'm gonna sell this for nothing. I'd rather get another 10 health. There's an argument to getting premium chocolate bars even. I can just crack the code when I need the money. I'm going to. I just want to push my health further out of range. Like, weapon builds fall off. I need to get to the point where they've fallen off faster. Because I feel comfortable winning on day 12. I do not feel comfortable trying to win on, like, day 14 if I lose to another weapon high roll. Anyway, we'll take a shot at Thug, because Bonk is insane, and we'll level up either way. Enemy cooldowns increased by 1. On a 1 and 9, it's just nuts. I can also get a ton of money, and I will care about Improvised Bludgeon at some point, even if I don't currently have any slows for the Lighthouse. Yeah, the build still feels very strong. It's wild that I'm 5 and 2, or sorry, 4 and 2 on a build this powerful, but I don't think I'm weak at all. Like, my prestige does not indicate the amount of strength that I have. That'll be good with the Clamra, eventually, for sure. We go to middle every time here. We're looking to upgrade this figurehead very badly. Can't really afford to take that, I'm sad to say. Astrolabe is pure baits, never buy that card. It's Orange Julian again, woo! It'll be on my way.
leave it behind.
Slightly poorer than I started.
It all works out.
Pearl, you have no competition. What can you sell me today? This is a neat item, but like I can't imagine I just go double Vents Torpedo, right? That would be crazy. It would gain 6 times 6, 360 damage, plus this. It's not really very impressive, is it? I could have taken the Scrap Bot just to increase the heal value here a little bit. I think I expect more, either in terms of economy or power, out of a Pearl's dig site. Continuing to hit nothing, though. Like, not even anything worth enough gold to justify stopping. Alright, we're getting to the point where it's stressful to click roll. I would like an item of value soon. Oh, this is not good. Obviously, this is terrible now. I guess I'm gonna roll for 5 and hope that we hit something, because, like, none of that's worth anything. So this sells for 12. I spent 15 gold rolling, unfortunately. But we are gonna back out now. It's just the first item she offered me that was even worth an amount of gold. I'm going to sell it immediately and pick up my loot item. Hopefully this one does something. That one does quite a lot. Take figurehead out. 7.4 down to 7.1. 0.3 seconds off those items, basically. 6.0, 6.0, 6.4. I'm very one-dimensional. I gained a lot of health today, but I don't know that I'm actually stronger than Weapon Vanessas. It depends on how... It depends on a lot of things, really. Cutlass, huh? I think I'm more well-favored against this sort of build. Self-hasting Cutlass thanks to Piano, with Orange Julian for insane scaling after not too long. I do need to kill him basically before that thing swings the Orange Julian, and I don't know that I accomplished that. He basically has to die between these swings, and he doesn't, so I'm very dead. Yeah, just not enough. I mean, the build's a lot stronger if I find a literal single item at any point in the run that slows things, right? It's kind of wild that I'm still playing Lighthouse with no slow items after this many days of looking for them. Chocolate bars for more health doesn't really solve the problem if I just get outscaled by Orange Julian builds. They're supposed to burn to death before Orange Julian goes off. Because I kind of deal the same burn I dealt on like day 5. The build has not improved in any meaningful capacity. We have to go Midsworth here. Zorkid is going to be a source of tremendous haste in a build like this. I want it even if it's not using it yet. And I'm willing to roll here. That's not helpful. I think Zorkid might already be good enough to consider dropping this. Like, it's not defenses. 210 health every 6 seconds is not defenses. It doesn't matter. So putting this in over the vents, or sorry, over the restorative vents, is probably worth doing. Those deal 10 less burn. So it's not a minor loss to, like, keep the restorative vents in. I don't have a second item yet. As soon as I get the Clamra, I'm doing it. But for now, I can't really justify it. Kina, I'd love to go to your shop. I really would. I have to go to the monster fight.
VIP listing.
Just have to push experience every time it's offered to me. On the burn build, my only defense is having enough health to live long enough for the burn to stack up and kill my opponent. So in terms of enchants, Obsidian, Shielded, Healing, and Poison, and Fiery. Those are the 5 good scaling wins. Slow is also very good just because it triggers the Lighthouse very quickly. These enchant with slow very well. So there are 6 very good enchants. Would I be willing to settle for things like heal and shield if I saw them though, or would I try to do more? I'd probably be willing to shield the volcanic vents. I'm not entirely against that. Anyway, we killed Dr. Vortex. Let's keep pushing, figure out what we're doing. I need to see this enchant before I can make a decision. Like, the build's not terrible. It's just that I'm hitting cracked weapon Vanessas. I'm not hitting any weak opponents, it feels like, in the late... I don't know, maybe the build's terrible. I can't decide if I'm getting bad opponent RNG or if the build is not nearly as good as I thought it was. The fact I haven't scaled in 3 days certainly isn't helping. That is helping. That's very good.
Rally, men! Blades to the
I was
wind!
just talking about you. Is shielded good enough to settle for? It is a lot of defenses. Long run, it's probably not good enough, but right now, 90 times 3 versus 190, and shielding is better than healing anyway. I think I have to settle for this. I can't not do it. There's too many just complete whiffs like Turbo, where not doing this would be a massive detriment to the build. Just get an aquatic item at random, is that the play? Kind of feels like that's the play. Fine. I'm not going to go get a random shielded enchant. Toss this, grab the pearl, not very useful. We're at least 10 on 8, we're not behind there. Ayla can't help, I'm going to take gamble for experience then. There should be a 1 in 4 I level up, or I can get minimum experience like you do.
Their plaything.
I believe 8's the last day docs show up, it might be 9. I don't need to sell it yet either way. Anyways, it's a Vanessa with a similar win rate to me. Similar prestige to me, so who's to say where they're actually at?
But I've seen my
Wide weapons, electric eels. I'm very good against eels. I don't actually activate that many items, and his eels are only silver. His shark claws are only silver. Why does he have a diamond Zorkin? What happened there? Anyway, we should be fine. It looks like I crit during my shielding repeatedly. Yeah, so this guy's got 1 more win than me. I'm gonna go ahead and say I've just had fucking atrocious opponent RNG. I don't think for a second my build was worse than his. Okay, I'm glad to have that confirmed at least. We're still really, really looking to find a way to make this build sensible. I've seen Kev so many times, it's actually driving me up a wall, man. I think I'm going to sell this today and just assume I can do better. I'm doing this because I want more chocolate bar value. Is that insane? It seems a little insane. Okay, let's calm down. Let's not do that just yet. Let's just go to Kev and spend 4 gold for nothing. That doesn't sound good either. This can give me dive weights, which would be very good. It'll also give me nothing.
Let's take the tyrant's hold.
Vanessa skills can give me specifically Barnacle Encrusted. These other 2 literally don't work with my build, so I'm going to go Vanessa skills without checking odds. I'm going to take Inexorable at Diamond, because I have to win at least 5 more days. There's a lot of time for this to scale up. JJ, Mandala, Relax. I can't take Relax, I have nothing to transform, so that's where it narrows it down. Pass, no thank you. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for at all. Well, let's go do our monster fight, get Inexorable scaling up. We got that at 30% crit, and so be most of our crit relatively soon. I can get a bit of cooldown reduction here, not a lot. I'm going to just take +2 XP instead. This is also the difference in leveling up to 12 or not today. 126 burn that quickly, huh? I feel like that's above average, like that involved crits. I would really like this rig to hit 3 items as well to make sure it hits my whole board, because I only have 3 active items, making me rather vulnerable to disruption now that I think about it, but what can you do? Yeah, no thank you. If I ever do poison, I won't poison enough for that to make sense. I'd rather have a Grandmaster with a much higher chance of hitting rigged, rusted Neophiliac. We're gonna go gold tier items, we have enough.
Two kinds of people. Rich
Huh.
and stupid.
Well, first let me make the room.
Luck's
So,
told me
how does that work with 2? The cooldown goes down to 4.8. Previously, it was 6.0. And without the second one, it would be 5.4. So I'm getting 0.6 seconds off of these guys in exchange for 2 item slots that I don't really have. The idea would be to do like this. And just not use the Lighthouse yet. Get these down to 4.8, have permanent haste. I don't slow, making the Lighthouse tremendously worse. I feel like it's 10% CDR and 20% crit versus the Lighthouse being on my board. The Lighthouse would have a cooldown of 5.7 seconds, which is not bad. It'll go off for the first volley, but I lose 20% crit chance, so like, as soon as I've missed 1 crit on Volcanic Fence, the Lighthouse is probably net negative. It's not hasted. This is very weird. I think this is the best board I've got currently. There's no shot we're pivoting into electric eels. We have no weapon skills, really. It is a slow item. Hold up. It is a slow item. You can play Eel's Lighthouse. It's not a meme. I would need to get 1 to diamond naturally, but like they obviously work together very well. I don't think it makes sense to go into eels here. Certainly not defective eels that are falling through the board. Oh, we fixed them. Don't worry about it. Goldie would never sell you defective merchandise. I think the Lighthouse is just bait right now. It's so weird. And I don't think electric eels make sense, because I need the figurehead, I need the Lighthouse. That's 5 board slots. Eels take up too much room. And that's not what I'm looking for to round out the board. There is some argument to Seaweed, though, over this Vanessa's Amulet. If we lived in a world where Seaweed could possibly out-heal damage over time builds, I might consider it. But I'm just expecting to take like 600 burn pretty immediately on day 13. Seaweed's not competing with that, it doesn't matter. Scaling up a defensive item just isn't how the game works currently, in my opinion. Great. Nautica's against... Like, Nautica's the best shot, but there are a lot of aquatic items, to be fair. Yeah, there are 54 aquatic items. Even though all my hits are there, I'm not gonna give up this much experience, man.
just another cunt. All right, let's make this quick.
Ambush is fine. I'm a very aggressive build. The haste seems like it's probably worth it. The initial burn does seem a very tiny bit lower, but I think I got bad crit RNG there. I'm not gonna check the math. I will admit, this does seem very weak, doesn't it? This doesn't seem like a very strong item. It's kind of all on the back of this volcanic vents. This should have dealt 18, so it got 2 crits and it dealt 24 burn. Oh, also, not taking this fight cost me a 6% crit, which makes it pretty clearly right. I kind of feel like I need to cut the second figurehead for the Lighthouse. Like, I want the Zorkid to be right very badly, but it doesn't seem like it's doing enough. That's very good, though. I enjoy reducing my opponent's health by 15% for free. Gold tier loot item. Come on, cooldown reduction. Damn. Right, so that's kind of actually hard to pick up. I guess I don't need the star chart anymore. We're past the point where star chart opens anything, because the docks have closed. That event's not showing up anymore. So I felt like this guy was doing just straight nothing. The issue is, like, I have a second figurehead, which I don't want to cut, or it's got to be this, which also sucks in its own way. I think this is better. Like, this is just tremendously more burn. So, even though I'm not thrilled about it, I'll do it. This guy is 7-1. Looked like they had most of the prestige, so they didn't lose late or anything. 3730 health, same as me. They are 7-1, like I thought. They'd lost on, like, day 4. They are holster, shot glasses, dive weights, salt claw, death charge. And I have very few items, so whatever I get in terms of... Like, that's it. We're frozen now. We're done. It looks like we did enough, though. Yeah, we're fine. Ooh, Sapphire with the depth charge. I did not catch that part. Hate that. But yeah, he had like surprisingly a lot of startup time. Heavy shot glasses is very cool as an enchant. I like it a lot. Oh, and you use things like rocket boots to make it whole board haste like an energy potion. I see. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like that a lot. I haven't gotten to play with the shot glasses yet, but they're very cool. I guess I'm going Andy for like Vanessa's amulet, Zorkid, and not energy potion, Clamra. That makes sense. Clamra's still very important, even if I can't find it. Wish you weren't at silver. So now it's probably right to switch this out and run that. This is going to be start of combat, trigger the Lighthouse, which will trigger another Neophiliac. It's probably better to haste the Lighthouse than the Clamra, right? If you haste the Lighthouse, you essentially charge it by 2 seconds. If you haste the Clamra, then after you've hasted the Clamra 4 times, you will charge the Lighthouse by 4 seconds, which is the same as hasting the Lighthouse twice, so you're just doing it to slow, and the slow is not very effective. So yes, this is correct. I don't want to sell the figurehead. I do want to sell Improvised Bludgeon now that I have a slow target for it. I'm going to hold the extract for as long as I can. And this restored events, I think, is completely done. Yeah, it never comes back in. It was maybe good for like a day. Now it's completely fallen off a cliff. And this is not a holsters build. Pop Snappers could be run, but I think 20% crit's obviously going to do more. And our Neophiliac's a lot better now with the Start of Combat Slow, which transitions into Start of Combat Burn. We have Start of Combat Haste. We're missing Freeze and Poison. Hopefully a skill can fix one of those soon. Let's see if Nautica can help. I can't use Fishing Rod to get a better Clamra because I'm already invested in this one. I can't upgrade my Zorkid. That's nice. And this is plus money. It's just free because I have the Cove. It's actually positive money. I think I kill this guy. I'm gonna try it. It might come down to RNG, but I get a ton of shield, I do a ton of burn, I don't activate all that many items, so I don't build that much burn on myself. Yeah, I've got 700 shield already. We should get another shield, I think, before it triggers. Zorkid going down is completely fine. We don't mind that too much. It looks like we win. Got him. And there are some very good triggers here. Charge a shield item when you burn would be great. When you burn haste an item's okay. Anything he drops is worth a ton of gold. An absolute ton of gold in this case. Sell the Piranha, make the room, pick up Eye of the Colossus, level up. Upgrade an item to Diamond. Definitely gonna be Lighthouse. Its cooldown drops to 4.1. So it's basically just going to immediately trigger on the second internal cooldown. At 0.2 seconds, it will charge 0.2 seconds. It will have gotten 3 slows, so it goes off, which is very fast. Also, it's 4.1 seconds, just in general. That's stupid. I believe I got a silver feather and wing on this while it was at higher tiers. It's got a gold figurehead. It's pretty solid. It actually rolls up to 26% crit, which I love to see. Tox clocks can filter down towards Clamra, and I don't have room to really justify like trying to get chocolate bar value here. Also, getting the Clamra upgraded seems like a very important thing. Okay, so it's weird to float a silencer with no weapons, but if I get an obsidian enchant to go on this lighthouse, this silencer's completely fucking insane. Going to sell this, there's no shot I am ever using that. I'm going to float this silencer until I die. We have Finn's Big Bite for 5% health and regen. I actually think the slow duration for Clamra here is more important. I will also take an Insect Wing. I don't think there's a point in reducing the cooldown here any lower. So I'm going to bring the figurehead out and reduce the cooldown on the Volcanic Vents instead, which are now down to 5.2. I've got the gold to just like buy bad health and regen items. I don't think the damage on Zorkid matters even a little bit, so this is kind of just throwing away money. But I have money to throw away. Like, if I hadn't gotten the Eye of the Colossus, I don't think I would buy these, but having gotten it, there's no reason not to do this. Do I hit anything? No, of course not. Don't worry, though. Zorkid's basically doubled in damage. That's what we came here for, right?
Now that's a bargain.
Want this on the I actually think Lighthouse is probably faster at this point. And that'll be... Oh, wait, no. Scrap does matter.
You're
Forgot that
doing
it is a
pretty
shielded
fine
volcanic
cleaning
vents.
up the Bazaar.
So I was really hoping to increase this from 2 to 3 seconds at least, but here we are. It is a 7-win Mac, winning later than I am.
Go
I don't
ahead.
feel weak, though. The fact that I go off pretty immediately, the fact that I have a Clamor piece like a small number of items.
But only so that I can study.
Obsidian Poppy Field with Bonk, huh? Very, very normal. Not a high roll. Definitely stand a chance. He doesn't have, like, any sort of spreading lifesteal, but I think he just beats me to death fast enough because Obsidian Poppy Field is such a high roll. It's so close. We win.
Share with me your
Whew,
secrets.
I cannot believe we beat Obsidian Poppy Field. Bonk. That is a glowing endorsement of the build. I think Lighthouse is competitive. Thank Christ, I'm going to assume Crit RNG played some amount into that. If we did not have a good enchant, we would 100% have lost. But I mean, he had possibly the best enchant, so fair is fair, I guess. Tina versus Aerodrome. Aerodrome can give experience, Tina can sell what I've already got. Aerodrome could give me specifically Obsidian Lighthouse and send me directly to the moon. I'm not even sure it's that good if I get an Obsidian Lighthouse, because I'd have to give up the Zorkid. I would do it in a heartbeat, I wouldn't think about it. But I'm not convinced it's actually as strong as I want it to be. I think you just go Kina here, though. The chance of upgrading what I have. Oh, what did they do to you, Shipwreck? What did they do to you? Yeah, Lighthouse would definitely be better if Shipwreck were still in its old state. Just 2-second increase in cooldown feels completely unplayable. Like, what do I even cut for it? There's no shot I can use that. And that is all useless as well.
You're listening to your needs.
Now this is how you
Burn
win
skills
war.
can be alright. Freeze skills can give me freeze burn for Neophiliac. But if you see diamond skills, you have to have a damn good reason not to click it. Iron sharpens iron, improvised burn. When you crit your burn items, gain 2 burn for the fight. My crit chance is up to 62% already, and I'm nothing but like burn items that crit. I don't crit that frequently, but I think improvised burn just makes too much sense.
But there is so much.
Alright, Curio, come on. Don't fuck me this time. Curio, why are you doing this? Please, man.
Tragedy. Reuse everything.
I'll take the crit chance and the burn. Like, if I'm not going to get slows, that's about as good as we can get. I'm not going to throw away money on buffing the Zorkin as a joke this time. Hey, Curio did his job. Thank you, my man. That more than makes up for it. I think on average, we're getting better than average Curio RNG with 1 slow per shot. Now Clamor is slow 2 for 4. When this thing goes off, our opponent will feel it. That very meaningfully improves our odds of winning the fight. Anyway, we buy a couple region items, sell them. Nothing left in the store I care about. Theoretically, way down the line, maybe I could cut Vanessa's. No, there's no shot, right? There's a maximum of 4 days left. Assume like 10 fights. That only gets us to 60% more crit. So even in the longest possible scenario, Vanessa's Amulet's still not leaving the board. I don't think Floating Icicle makes sense. I don't know. There's a tiny, tiny chance we can get another crit skill or something. I'm gonna take it. Like, what's it cost me? Nothing. I just sell it and get the money back on Cove. Anyway, Veteran Octopus, push experience. This levels me up today. And we get a chance to see just how much burn we do with improvised burn now against a bigger target. It seems like it's very, very good. Yeah, 240 burn pretty immediately, generating a ton of shield too. I feel strong for day 11. There are completely broken builds on day 11. Just like absolute insanity, pendulum loops on max, instantaneous death fixer-upper builds.
Pathetic.
Start of combat, infinite drill dually. There's always something bigger. This is not like a lunatic high roll that cannot be beaten, but it's very good. Raccoon's a good shop. I'm gonna gamble for experience.
At the edge of the foundation.
Rally men, blades to the wind.
Gonna take a gold tier loot item, hope for cooldown reduction again. Get incredibly lucky and hit it again. That's far better than average loot this run. Holy shit. You usually just get a ton of scrap and medkits that you don't want. Anyway, we're gonna keep pushing volcanic vents down. They're down to 4.7 seconds. That's pretty respectable. Also, 70% crit. 74 once combat starts. I think we just go middle here.
Nothing
Chance at
tiny,
figurehead.
Nothing huge. All about moderation.
Yeah, that's about what you'd expect. That's fine.
Hey, that's okay. It's been nice.
And our opponent for the day is a Mac on a slightly better win rate than me, or rather, slightly later winning record than me, as in he's lost less prestige. which is scary, but I mean,
You should know
I am
the
also
elements of
very
legend.
scary. If it's not Pendulum Loop or an incredibly strong Femur build, I think I'm favored.
I will
Poppy Field? Heavy Poppy Field. Did you dupe Spider Maces? He duped Floor Spikes and Spider Maces with Knife Tricks and Icy Venom. Although Icy Venom's not as important as the rest of this. He doesn't have great lifesteal though. So he just dies. The burn got up to 47 on the Lighthouse. But what's the... Oh, right, I buffed its value above 20. It's doing something weird. 25. I gained 22 burns, so 11 crits over the course of that. Our burn output's ridiculous. We just absolutely obliterated him. It's not like he did nothing. It's just that I shielded for 3,000. So even though he hit for 1,300, about 2,000, 3,000, about 3,500 damage, I shielded almost all of it and just burned him down immediately. This dude's build is terrifying, and we crushed him. Yeah, Lighthouse is big. Lighthouse is back. Very happy with that. Maybe Aquatic Vanessa's not doing well, but Lighthouse never needed Shipwreck in the first place. Let's keep buffing this Clamra. Curio, come on. I mean, if you keep giving me burn value as well, it's not like that's a miss. I don't want to deal with like this much inventory juggling. I'm just going to toss an extra item, make this a bit faster.
your part to clean up the bazaar.
Do I have the money to buff the Zorkin as a joke again? Not really.
Now that's a bargain.
Yeah, you can't win them all. I will take the Silver Icicle, though. That seems worth. Is this the crit boots or the damage boots? The crit boots. What are we up to on crit chance? Like 75? Exactly, actually. 85 on the one that's getting buffed. Anyway, Andy's not a great shop here, but he can upgrade my items and he's against basically nothing, so I'll take the shot. Yeah, that's about right. The chum is net positive, though, so I'll take that.
Come in small boxes.
Do I beat Vulcus Enforcer? Absolutely.
Clean.
Vulcus Enforcer only kills you if you, like, take a while to go off and don't do a ton. I do a lot of burn very immediately. It was a while before that volcanic vent's actually activated. I was to some degree expecting this to shield me so I'd be safe from the incoming volley. But it turns out it just didn't matter because I just kill him before Cryosphere goes off. I think Improvised Burn might have been a good skill for this build. I'm not certain. Who's to say? I think Improvised Burn really meaningfully improved my damage output, which is already higher than I thought it was. Anyway, this is the easiest choice of my life. I guess Clamra actually has some merit, but I'm going Figurehead every time. That brings us down to 3.6 here, which is frankly just gross overkill, but 4.2 on the vents, which does matter a lot as it's all of my defenses. Middle can upgrade this, and that's kind of it. Small weapons are useless, though, so I'll roll at middle anyway. Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Try JJ's shop. Real friendly guy.
16 regen versus non-weapon items. I really want the upgrade on this Clamra quite badly, so I'll pass up 16 regen for the chance at it. Again, that's about what you expect.
Suppose you'll go buy a weapon instead.
Toss the Cryosphere. I guess I have no reason to just yet. This man has crashed out, so he's up an enchant on me, but down 2 wins.
You insist.
I seek
How strong is he actually, though?
get me any closer.
Obsidian Magnus's Femur with a hyper-focused Thrall in that. Thankfully, I'm only giving it 1 multicast, so I think we're good because he's not life-stealing. But let me tell you, this shit's scary as hell.
I lost everything long before.
It's nice to have a build where Thrall Net's not like multicast 8. That thing has been haunting my nightmares recently when I played like Bugs Dule. That just seems like an outrageous amount of burn, doesn't it? It's because our crit chance is so high. Like, that's no small part of it. Diamond and Inexorable absolutely saved this build. If we were dealing roughly half the damage we currently are, less, because we wouldn't have been able to use Improvised Burn, right? This is so strong. Thank you, Diamond and Inexorable, for hard carrying this build. I wonder how good Lighthouse is if I don't hit something like this. I feel like I've high-rolled the Lighthouse pretty substantially. Cinders doesn't matter. I'm gonna go Andy, try to get this Clamra better.
Is highly concentrated.
Bam. You go to stores that are bad odds long enough, eventually one of your 10% has to hit, right? That's how it works. Never heard of Gambler's Fallacy in my life. I think I'm happy to go Aerodrome here. I don't think there's a way for me to get an enchant today, but going to Kina seems unlikely to improve my board. I would like to get an experience event or something that makes me directly more powerful. Does Finn's Big Bite really count? No. Health does not make me more powerful at this point. Experience does. Let's go gamble.
The Bazaar is more.
It's just halfway through 17. Freeze skills. Burn skills can also hit burn freeze though. Gonna take that, I think. Let's just get an insane amount of regen to keep ourselves alive for longer. That'll probably be helpful. We're up to 87% crit chance. We're almost at 100. We will not take foreboding wins on this build. I think you can figure out why.
Your strength is beautiful.
Yeah, 400 regen pretty instantly. It seems good. Just rigged rust, neophiliac, just everything. And a pendulum, you say? I'm not sure how it would fit. I guess it would be like this. Oh, not there though.
Ride that tide!
You would throw it here. I think at diamond that works. Obviously, it's not good enough just yet. Anyway, let's get our loot item. Don't actually have a use for Snowflake, as sick as snowflakes tend to be. Ayla doesn't do anything. Gumballs don't do anything. I'm gonna take 18 regen and be glum about it. Gotta hold the pendulum. The second shipwreck is never happening, so all of this stuff is sellable. What's my crit chance? 93? I could give up 20% crit chance for a start of combat, 4-second freeze, and the use of neophiliac. I think that's better. And then I can increase the freeze duration by half a second. I think this is actually stronger. I think that last 20% crit chance is pretty unnecessary. And I think start of combat freeze is really, really powerful. We're never, ever going dive weights here. There's nothing at Cult Forest, so I'm going to take the econ option. It is a pig. I definitely want to run this icicle then. And I don't need to sell anything. We're good. Against pig, there are just so many pigs that try to kill you in one shot with one huge item. So the icicle is absolutely fucking mandatory. It is square pig with a flamethrower, a crook, a belt, 20,000 health, and an absolutely massive atlatl. Glad to see the starting freeze go on his flamethrower, but he also has start of combat 35% shield with 20,000 health. I think I will probably just die at some point. I don't know, he's up to 2,000 burn and hasn't cleared my shield yet. Oh my god, we beat this. That is insane. I did not know we could scale that high. Right, we're also scaling our own defenses. I didn't process with improvised burn that I also scale my defenses over the course of a fight. 22,000 shield out of these volcanic vents. I did not look at this and think, yes, I beat that pig. The charging station shielded flamethrower that dealt 2.3k burn. The shield's obviously not the enchant he wanted, but wow, I was not expecting... I didn't even realize we'd got into 10 wins just yet. I was still thinking about, like, next level, I get the enchant. What's it do? Does it go on Lighthouse? Does it go on Figurehead? I was still thinking about the next day. I don't know if I needed this icicle to win. It might have been the difference. I might have, like, gotten hit by this flamethrower and burned down before I'd scaled up enough to win. Because, like, the scaling shield on this flamethrower, neophiliac being this powerful also is a big part of it. So like, as soon as it unfreezes, just immediately triggers because it's been getting charged by the atlatl. Also, the atlatl getting slowed for 4 seconds by the clamra, it's just going off at the start much, much slower. You can see it going off slow again once the atlatl or the clamra triggers a second time. This is an absolutely sick build. I did not think I could bring Volcanic Vent's Lighthouse the distance again, but it looks like it's still rock solid. Who needs slow items? Just like get one clamra and call it a day. One of the lower amounts of support I've seen for Lighthouse, but it's just like, get the cooldown down to 3.6 seconds and don't worry about it. The build would have gone to the moon tomorrow at level 19. Wait, no, that's your second enchant. You don't actually upgrade an item. I was probably never getting Diamond Pendulum then. This could have been something very cool with the Pendulum loop, but it's obviously just fantastic already. I'm still just watching it back flabbergasted. It's so strong in part because of Neophiliac. Just, I trigger everything except poison at start of combat. I have a huge amount of regen building as well. I wonder if that would have been... Because, like, I have as much regen as he has burn. I would have died for sure without the shielded enchant. The shielded enchant scaling up to, like, 1,000 multicast at the end here. Burn down a 20,000 health, 8,000 shield pig. Dude, I am proud of this Lighthouse build.
We could use you in the
I wasn't expecting to go Lighthouse. I absolutely sat down with the intent to force weapons, but when you click Vanessa, if you want to go 10 wins, you click gold skill, and then that tells you what game you're playing, and I did not get told to play a weapon game. I got told, hey, go look for burn items, and I've been ride or die volcanic vents since day one. Glad to see it go the distance. Weird build. Like, this was actually incredible because it was so much scaling defenses. Inexorable is a huge part of this. I think had I not gotten Inexorable, this build probably just does not go the distance. The massive amount of crit chance gained from this skill cannot be overstated in terms of how valuable it was to the build. It also enabled the way that the build scales, like that can't be overstated either. My scaling defenses, my scaling offenses as well, everything comes back to this. It required me to have Neophiliac. I've got the best possible Neophiliac with Icicle rigged Rust to enable burn items immediately. Like, this build has absolutely insane skill support. I don't know what a normal Lighthouse build looks like right now with the death of Shipwreck, and it's not like this. This build has so many extremely powerful skills. And yeah, I don't normally want to get shielded on my volcanic vents, but if I find a way to scale them to the moon and have no other defenses, it's good enough. Absolutely sick build. Always happy to get a good run with Lighthouse. Hope you enjoyed it. And someday I'll sit down to record on Vanessa and actually be given a gold starting skill that allows me to play weapon Vanessa on the channel, but not today, apparently. That'll be all for now. Thank you for your time. If you made it this far, then please do hit the like button on your way out. It really does help boost the channel up in the algorithm, help spread the video around, help the channel grow, and I really, really do appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.